What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Unplugged and Uncut. You are live with Unique, and today we're going to get into Kai Sotto and should the Spurs be interested. Before I get started, if you have not taken the time to hit that subscribe button, make sure you do. I am giving away a PlayStation 5 disc edition with the game of your choice, and all you got to do to be entered to win is be an active subscriber and leave comments in the comment section. But without further ado, let's get into Kai Sotto and should the Spurs be interested. So Kai Sotto went undrafted recently, and he also went ahead and fired his agent as he was not invited to a summer league camp. Kai Sotto stands at 7'2". However, there is a recent listing that says he's 7'3" now with a 7'5" wingspan. We know he's at least 7'2", 230-pound center that can also play power forward. Now, he's only 20 years old, and he's from the Philippine Islands, and he's a pretty good player. If you look at his stats, last year, he averaged 7.5 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, 0.5 assists, 0.3 steals, 0.8 blocks, 1.3 turnovers. However, if you stretch that out to per 36, you start to see a bigger picture with Kai Sotto. His per 36 stats have about 17.7 points, 10.7 rebounds, 1.2 assists, 0.7 steals, 1.9 blocks, and 3 turnovers. Now, barring that 3 turnovers, those per 36 stats are actually really good. 17 and 10 with almost 2 blocks. Sounds like a player the Spurs got on their roster right now, Jakob Poeltl. And we will talk about Jakob Poeltl later. So, if you don't know and you haven't seen any video on Kai Sotto, this kid finishes really strong around the rim, and he's a good rim protector as well. He has the ability to block shots without leaving his feet, a la Tim Duncan. And if he does decide to jump, he is really good at timing the jump and making sure he pinpoints the basketball without getting fouls. So he did a really good job of avoiding fouls while going for blocks. That needs to be mentioned. And when he gets the ball around the goal, he is looking to throw it down. He has some really nice, thunderous dunks. So you would be ready to see some good lob threats, a good pick and roll player, excellent out the pick and roll actually. And he has a decent handle for his size. This kid moves really well with and without the basketball. He's not just a big that you have to play in the pick and roll. He does have a decent handle. We're not saying he has Kevin Durant's handle, but he has a decent handle. And his three-point shot is really smooth. So he has excellent range as well. If we look at the fit, the team as presently constructed, Jakob Poeltl was the only true center on the team. So it is a good fit. And if you take into consideration that the Spurs just lost Darius Days to the Miami Heat on a two-way contract, I feel like that leaves at least one two-way contract up for grabs. You could send out a training camp invite and let him compete for that two-way contract, or for a straight-up roster spot on some type of minimum rookie deal starting around $1.2 million. Also, if you look at this from a business decision, you have to think that jersey sales are going through the roof. Merchandise sales will be through the roof. You are basically leveraging his large fan base and the support of his entire country. That cannot be underestimated and is a big benefit when you're looking at business decisions. What does this player bring? Well, this player is very marketable and he has pretty good upside. So that's why it's a good business decision. Also, Jakob Poeltl, once again, is the Spur that is now most commonly presented in trade buzz. When you look around the NBA, Jakob Poeltl's name comes up often. He is in all type of trade conversations. We do not know how that will play out. If the Spurs do part ways with Jakob Poeltl, you got to think that it would be a benefit to have another 7-foot player on the squad already. So if I was to give this transaction a grade and the Spurs were actually able to send out a training camp invite, I would say it would be an A. Perfect fit, a team need, and a very marketable player that has good upside. Spurs fans, how do y'all feel about Kai Sotto? Do you think the Spurs should be interested in a very young player, a player that fulfills a position of need, stands at 7'2" at least, now listed at 7'3" with a 7'5" wingspan? He's not railroad thin. He has a nice frame, very mobile, good shooter, good defender. Sounds like a win-win to me. And if you're thinking about it as a business decision, I think it's a win as well. Philippine fans of Kai Sotto, do you think the Spurs are a good match for your young talent, your young superstar that y'all are cheering for and promoting? Do you think the Spurs are a good landing spot for him with their ability to help players reach their full potential? We're not saying the Spurs are making these players better than they are. We're just saying the Spurs have been known to help players reach their full potential and maximize their ceiling. So how do y'all feel? Spurs fans, Philippine fans, NBA fans, do you think Kai Sotto and the Spurs are a match made in heaven? Or do you think the Spurs should pass, keep the roster as constructed, and keep going with what you got? Can't wait to see what everybody has in the comments on this one. Really interesting subject and a real interesting player to watch going forward. If I find out any more information on Kai Sotto, I know we do have a few Kai Sotto fans out there. I will make sure I continue to bring you the information that I find or see. If he signs with a different team, I'll let you know that as well. But thank you for tuning in, and that's all your boy got. Peace.